What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have U.S. returns almost 300 artifacts smuggled out of India. Vantage with Paki Sharma. 300? God dang. How did we have 300? I thought the UK would have smuggled all those artifacts. Before we dive in, if you guys would like to support this channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit that join button to receive exclusive benefits. Let's hear about these stolen artifacts.
There was one more thing that happened over the weekend. During the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and US President Biden, Biden led Modi through a room full of antiques from India. This was priceless Indian heritage that had been smuggled into the US. Biden was returning them. The US is returning 297 Indian artifacts.
So the US didn't steal it. It was just smuggled into the US. And the US returned. So, hey, look at that. I'm trying to make US look like the good guys. I mean, but let's just keep the video going, Ms. Sharma.
297. They come from all parts of India. And they span almost 4,000 years. Some of the oldest ones are from about 2000 BC.
Oh my gosh.
These simple copper figures and this harpoon, they're from northern India. Then you have these terracotta figures from between 100 BC to 100 AD. Most of them are from eastern India. Almost 300 artifacts are being returned. You have everything from pottery to statues, metal figures to ivory items, and they come from every part of India. It is quite the haul.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Modi was grateful for their return, and he called it a strengthening of the fight against illicit trafficking. These artifacts came from multiple sources in the
U.S. Shout out that relationship between U.S. and India. Shout out that relationship between Biden and Modi. The fact that he returned all these artifacts were returned to their rightful owners, I think, is an absolutely incredible thing, because these artifacts are, I mean, priceless. Like, these artifacts are Indian history, which is incredible for them to fall back into the hands of India. And so, yes, definitely strengthening the fight against illicit trafficking of cultural properties. I love the way he put it. That was very well put.
US, some of them are from the Met. That's the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. An investigation found that about 77 exhibits at the Met were linked to an antique smuggler.
Oh, wow.
A man named Subhash Kapoor. When the Met was informed about this connection, the museum decided to return some of the artifacts. So that's one source. Another is the New York Attorney General's office. They have confiscated hundreds of smuggled Indian artifacts, again involving the same man, Subhash Kapoor. Kapoor was arrested a few years ago. He is in prison in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, but he is also wanted in the US. American authorities have recovered about 2,500 items linked to his smuggling ring.
Dang.
And they're lying in the New York Attorney General.
So he was the leader of this huge smuggling ring. He not just smuggling Indian artifacts. It's like he's smuggling lots of artifacts from different countries. Because 2,500 items, and they trace every single one of these 2,500 back to him, is insanity. Like, God, I mean, he got caught, but he must have been very good at his job to smuggle 2,500 items, or equaling the total value of more than $143 million. My days. Oh, yeah, you done for, my boy. You done for.
Office. They periodically return some to India. New Delhi and Washington have been working together on this for years to try and stop the smuggling of Indian artifacts. A few months ago, the two countries also signed a pact called the Cultural Property Agreement. It simplifies the process of returning stolen goods, making their return easier. But even before the agreement, the US had been stepping up. They returned 10 artifacts in 2016, 157 in 2021, and 105 last June.
Dang!
And these returns coincided with Prime Minister Modi's visits to the US. This time is no different. Overall, the US has returned 578 Indian artifacts since 2016, by far the most by any country. Over the last decade, India has recovered about 640 artifacts, 640 overall, from all across the world. So the US has helped with about 90% of these recoveries.
God dang.
Then you have Australia. which returned about 40 Indian artifacts. And there's also Britain, which returned a whopping 16 artifacts.
Yeah.
That's right, 16.
And we know Britain got the most. I mean, if we think of the artifacts that came out of India, we know where most of them got to be at. And not that they were smuggled there, but that they were taken under colonization, you feel me? It got to be in Britain, so that's where most of your artifacts. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, if you guys would be in agreement with me on that. But they probably have most of the artifacts over there and most of the Indian antiques over there, and only returning 16. That's ridiculous. Britain. Ridiculous.
On the one hand, you have the US returning close to 600 antiques, and then there's the UK doing everything it can to keep looted heritage.
Yeah.
There's, of course, the British Museum, the most well-known hoard of stolen artifacts in the world.
Yeah.
But that isn't the only stash of stolen Indian antiques. You also have other massive collections, like the hoard in the Powys Castle in Wales. These are things stolen by Robert Clive, the first British governor in India. So basically another famous antique smuggler. His family looted more than 1,000 artifacts from India. We know this. And we know where they're stashed. You would think that London would hang its head in shame and just give them back.
Crazy that
But
they
it's
don't.
the British. If they start doing that, all their museums will be left empty.
Facts. And dang. Everybody giving the artifacts back. Everybody's saying it's not right to take another country's cultural artifacts. It's not right to have that. Trafficking them is not right. But the Brits, like, that's what our museums are filled up with. So if we give them back, these museums going to be empty. So I think in their heads, in their justification, they must see those artifacts as part of British history somehow, some way. Don't ask me. That's crazy. Yeah. Get India their artifacts back.
For now, perhaps India should just be happy with the return of the latest American batch, and people should go and see these artifacts in museums or wherever they're displayed. If Indians show interest, it will build pressure. And hopefully someday we can get all of our stolen heritage back.
That was an incredible video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. The U.S., Australia, and the U.K. And then India just receiving their artifacts back. It seems like they're coming back more and more each year. More and more are being returned. These countries aren't standing for the trafficking of cultural artifacts by other countries. And so I think that's an absolutely incredible job of the U.S., incredible job of Australia, U.K. Y'all going to have to figure it out and get them artifacts back to where they rightfully belong. But that's all we have for this video. If you guys enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, get a video a thumbs up, check out that next one. I'll see you guys next time.